Previously on Adventures in Questing.
There is a sound, and Kabatha, she is yanked left into the undergrowth and completely out of you, and you just hear this like, ah!
Leila's gonna cast Burning Hand.
And the vine's kind of continuing along the path. You come to a fork in the road.
Alright, let's go left.
Crawling along some of these roots are a large number of wasps. You hear this like something is running kind of in your direction, and after a second, two wolves stick their heads down and look down, and you can see their eyes are dead.
How can a forest be sick?
Bad things can happen. An evil creature, just their aura can infect a forest if they are powerful enough. And the path opens up, and you are standing in a large hollow. In the center is a massive tree. There is a sound, and the entire tree kind of shifts. I need everyone to roll initiative. The tree just whacks Lela, and she's just now hanging limply.
I'm gonna cast magic missile at this tree.
And the tree kind of falls, and you can see Lela hit the ground.
Yeah, I'm running over to Lela and I'm gonna try to like hold her in my arms.
I'm gonna go over to both of them and pour a healing potion down Leila's mouth.
Okay. Roll for the health that healing potion gives you. Man, squishy squish. One little bitch slap from that tree.
I mean, that was a big hit.
That was a big hit.
9.
Nice, I have 8, so.
Lela, you wake up and you're standing, like laying in like the wreckage of a tree that fell down, and your friends are kind of gathered around you.
Did I blow it up?
Yeah, you took that thing down.
Yes, I did. She like stretches her arms up.
I'm gonna look over and wink at Winnie.
I'm gonna just give her like a.
She's like,
nice.
Got it.
Doc is gonna take a healing potion.
Okay.
Is lava okay?
You're gonna like look at Lavo, and Lavo's just like,
like
so frazzled. Just like, kill me.
And I think as soon as you're like awake and alert, like Thor's just gonna like pat you and then just immediately walk away.
A reassuring pat.
She's gonna pat you back as you walk away, but like hard.
Like reaches my calf.
I think story-wise, Lavo's never ever gonna be in danger. He's never gonna do anything because you're not like a ranger. You can't like command him. But just the image of like this mouse who just gets put through the fucking ringer is so funny to me. Just this little mouse just like. It's like in Finding Nemo. There's that one little fish that's like.
Yeah.
That's Lavo's constant energy. What are you guys doing? Layla's healed up.
I'm gonna inform everybody about the awaken spell and what I realize about it. I'm just gonna tell them. Everybody already heard it. I won't repeat it. I'm not gonna say it and then I say it. I think that there's some sorcerer or arcane caster of some kind that took control over this tree.
What is Kabatha's reaction to that?
Kabatha just kind of like, druids, some of the druids in my my tribe can do something like that. We usually do it when we need to transport a heavy load or something, and a tree can handle it better.
There's a spell called awaken, and I think that's what this was. Just wanted to let you guys know. I think it might be valuable information.
Yeah. So, Doc, do you think we should go down this hole?
I think so. Could you see anything, Pim?
You making fun of me?
No, I couldn't see anything.
Leila's gonna get up and walk over to the hole and just shoot a firebolt down it.
You shoot a fireball, and it hits about 50 feet down.
Alrighty, I have 50 feet
Leila's
of rope. Let's go.
Leila's gonna like take her dagger and tie her up to it, tie her up and just jump on the hole.
I'm gonna catch that rope.
You're just like,
we have
because the dagger's definitely.
and him all jumping down the hole. At the
She
same
jumps
time.
down and the dagger immediately like comes
like
loose because it's
reverse.
loose dirt, and you just like grab the rope. Like Layla, you're just like,
Mission Impossible.
make a perception check.
Once again, Mission Impossible-ing Leila down the hole.
3.
Yeah, dark.
Layla, can you see anything?
You have dark vision?
Yeah.
You can see straight down, it opens off onto what looks to be like a stone floor. And there's like a pool of red liquid down there.
There is a stone floor and a pool of red liquid.
Is it like blood?
Lower me down.
I'm gonna lower her down a little bit.
Can someone go down there with me?
She's gonna walk up to the.
You would if you're getting lower down, you're gonna end up feet first in this little puddle of red.
Okay, she's gonna
Swing a little.
She's gonna like grab the rope with the legs so that her hands go first.
Damn, do an acrobatics check.
Just a little bit of like aerial arts.
Yeah, aerial arts.
18.
Yeah, you kind of down, touch it. It's like warm.
She's gonna lick it.
It's really salty.
I don't know what that means.
blood. You look up, Lela. You hear this very faint kind of like, and you kind of look up, and you are standing in like a.
Well, I'm still upside down on the rope.
No, but you could like look.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're kind of swiveling very slowly.
Just like Thor and
this room.
Ragnarok.
Yeah. This room is a room. It looks like a room.
Like a bedroom?
Not a bedroom, but it looks like a stone room. Like there's a floor and like carved walls. And it looks like on one end of it, like there might have been more of the room, but there was like a cave-in of stone. There's a hole on the opposite side about 20 feet away from you that looks to be completely like filled to the brim with water, to the point where every once in a while like the water kind of sloshes over the side and splashes on the stone. There is a corpse laying at like the foot of this pool, and you kind of looking at the corpse, just beyond it you can see the lip. There is the top of a head, about like a nose up to like the top of like a humanoid head. The hair is like black and slicked, like soaking wet, kind of pooling around the face. You see these like this like green sallow skin and these like evil looking like almost like human like eyes, and this long hand and with like a long kind of human kind of flabby like bony looking arm grabs the corpse and like pulls it down into the water and out of view.
Hello?
The water just kind of sloshes.
Was that to us, Lela?
No, there's a creepy thing down here. Okay.
Lela just
Layla's gonna let go of the rope and land.
Aren't you tied?
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, that's right. I didn't.
Just get yanked back up the hole, and now you're up by your friends.
As she's being pulled up, she's gonna shoot a firebolt at that water.
At the water?
Well, like at where like that creepy thing.
The
came
thing
from.
went away. It hits the water. There's a splash.
I think we all need to go down there, not just leave the 11-year-old girl down there.
We don't know for sure that I'm 11.
I mean, true. So should we all go down?
Wait, what did you see down there?
So there was a lot of blood and a body. And
Like a dead body?
Yeah, and this creepy green thing grabbed it and pulled it into the hole.
Oh my god.
Pim is visibly shaking.
So I think we should go find what that thing is.
With lantern in hand. Alright, can we tie the rope to something
I
and
kind
get
of
down?
agree, yeah.
Can we tie the rope to something and
I'm
get
gonna
down?
tie the rope to this big old tree.
Layla,
it
did you
just die?
notice what kind of
Okay.
was the dead body? Did it have clothes on? Could you tell what kind of like clothing was on it?
Honestly, I was more focused on the green thing.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay.
I'm gonna start climbing down.
Okay. There's kind of like a sound. Doc, your feathers kind of like bristle a little bit, and you kind of look up, and kneeling by the dead tree is that dryad, just kind of like touching the tree.
I go up to her.
Her head like snaps in your direction. The hair kind of like,
I'm not gonna hurt you.
she just kind of turns back and just kind of is touching the tree.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't say anything.
I kind of kneel by her. Is there anything I can do to help?
You're going down.
Yes.
Kill her, please.
For you? Yes. And then she gets up.
She kind of just turns her head back to the tree.
Who?
She kind of closes her eyes, and greenery starts to kind of grow from her touch, like over the dead tree. You know when you see like a fallen tree that nature clearly has like overtaken, she's like slowly like making that happen around the tree. Are you guys going over to talk to her? Because I imagine that was just Doc who kind of went over and interacted with her for a brief moment.
I think I'm keeping an eye on Thora, who just went down the rope.
And I think Layla's going with Thora.
Okay, you guys start just like zooming down the hole. Okay, are you guys all following suit? Okay, for the sake of brevity, we'll say you all climb down that through the hole and kind of end up in the stone room.
I'm gonna take my rope back.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna leave it there so we can climb out after.
Okay, you guys are in there with Kabatha, all kind of like looking around. You guys can now all see what Lela.
Too soon.
Nice
You
pull.
guys can all see what Lela described. You're in this room. There is the pool of blood that actually now you can see is like smears of blood, like something was dragged across the stone, and you can see the edge where there's a crack, like someone dug a hole in the floor where the water comes up and every once in a while kind of seeps over and kind of gets the stone a little bit wet. There's some like murals on the stone. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna like whistle like you would to call a dog.
Okay, and a dog shows up.
No, as it, like to the creepy thing in the water. Like, come out, come out.
Nothing happens.
I think Layla's gonna go get in the water.
Oh, I'm gonna stop Lela from getting in the water.
Layla's gonna do what she wants to do.
You start walking towards the water and Raiden kind of stops you.
Can I live, please?
Can you live?
Let me do what I want to do.
I'm trying to help you live, not die.
Layla, you just got knocked out. We're just trying to protect you.
Yeah, but I did that.
Yeah, you did do that.
Lela,
Hence
what-
why I'm not letting you do this.
What do
The
you
water
want?
shifts a little bit of splashes onto the stone.
Can I investigate the water to see if it is just water? I know a lot about water.
Yeah, make a nature check.
I wish I had like a water check.
Is this water? Water?
Well, because I can breathe water, so if it's water, I can breathe it.
You can breathe water, like how I can breathe cold. You just like.
Anyone can do that.
I got a 12.
A 12?
12 on a nature check.
It looks like water. It's dark. It seems like fresh water.
Did the thing come out of here?
Absolutely, yes.
Out of the water?
Yes.
It looks really deep too.
I'm gonna take a look.
Can I come with you, please?
Can you breathe in the water?
I can swim.
Hey,
I can hold my
I'll
breath.
be-
I'll come with you.
I'll be right back.
hey, Lela, do you want to go check out that?
No, I want to go in the water.
I'll be right back. I'm
there's
just
a-
going to look and see what's down here. And I go
You dive
down into the water.
Okay, you
and see what I can see.
down. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, you can see kind of 60 feet this like tunnel that kind of snakes down a little bit, kind of swim down.
I want to see if there's an air pocket at any point.
Yeah, so you kind of swim down. It opens up in a kind of larger cavern, and you can see there is an air pocket. You can't really quite see what's above the surface there, and then you can see there's another tunnel that seems to snake out of view. What do you want to do?
Okay, I swim back up
Okay, so
to where the gang
back
is.
up. She bursts out of the water.
About how long did it take me to swim from there to?
Like an orca or something. That sound effect.
I don't know why, but I imagine the water like spraying, and she just like lands on her feet because she can swim so fucking fast. She just Aquaman's out of like
Absolutely.
the hole in the ground.
So about how long did it take me to swim to where the air pocket was?
To swim to like the cavern where
Yeah.
that took you probably about not that long, like 30 seconds, but you have a faster swimming speed.
Right. So there's a tunnel down there, and after a while there is an air pocket where we could breathe, but it's a little ways away. I don't know how are you all swimming?
We can hold our breath and we can swim fine. We can't see in the dark.
Right.
I can see in the dark.
It took me maybe 30 seconds to get to it, but it might take you a bit longer.
I'm gonna go check out that other side, the door on the other side. So there's like a hole, or something in the wall.
No, the hole is the hole that the water is.
Oh, okay.
Like it was kind of scratched
I have a
out.
lantern on, but still, by the way.
Okay, have your lantern on?
That helps with
Facing around the
perception.
room.
Did you say there were murals on the walls?
Yeah.
Can I go check those out?
You walk over to the murals, make an investigation check. Or just you're looking at something specific, so I'll say make it an investigation check.
Unnatural 20. No, 18.
Okay. Yeah, these murals, they seem to like be of the very top is like a mountain range, but it's like they carved a mountain range, but then below, like the main section of this mural is like of a city, like a series of halls and shops and buildings underneath the mountain range. Like that's like the main kind of mural. There is something scratched into the wall that you are only seeing because of the light from Pim's lantern. It's very lightly scratched, but it's the same same couple of words scratched all over. Like someone was, not like they were trapped in here, but like someone has like manically been carving or like scratching something into the walls. But it is, what languages do you speak?
Common, Gnomish, Elvish, Dwarvish.
Yeah, you don't recognize it.
Can I take a peek?
Can I bring Pim over with her light? With his light? Can I just say, hey, Pim, come over here?
Walk over. Do.
Can I take a peek as well?
Yeah. What languages do you speak?
Common, primordial, giant, gnomish.
I'm just gonna ask Pim.
Okay.
if he
Looking
can
at
read
it.
If he can read it.
You don't recognize it.
I'm just gonna ask Pim if he can read it, if he knows what it means. Slowly call everybody over.
What about Doc?
I think I was looking at the water.
Oh, common and halfling.
Yep. No, you don't know.
Hey, Doc, come over here.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Can you read this?
Common, draconic, gnomish,
It's
elvish.
draconic.
I knew it. Just one by one. What?
It's draconic.
What?
It is scratched these two words, Auntie and Abispa.
Thanks, I hate it.
No problem.
Do you know what that means?
Have I ever
No.
heard that name?
No.
No, but I'm interested in why it's in draconic. Can I look at the murals?
I will say it looks like it is written. It's kind of strange. You can tell that this was not carved by someone whose like first language is draconic.
So it's like sloppy.
Yeah, it's kind of sloppy, but it's definitely draconic. You can read it. You know exactly what it says, but it's clearly not like was not their first tongue. If it's a tongue they speak regularly, they don't like write in it often.
Is this the lady? I think so. I just don't know why she wrote the words in draconic. Like what?
Maybe she didn't write it.
Can you try speaking draconic to the pond? Maybe or to the tunnel of water. Maybe it'll like
Sorry.
bring her out or something.
Oh god. I'm going to say in draconic, Auntie Abispa, are you here?
like looking up on like the ceiling and some of the cracks in the walls. You can see wasps kind of crawling and then go back in the cracks. Yeah.
Layla's gonna produce flames on those cracks.
You're just like, no.
No more
You
wasps.
can hear some of the wasps kind of burn away. They kind of like, you heard like a buzzing when you said that, but beyond that, nothing happened.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. A little bit louder. Auntie Avispa, show yourself.
You don't hear anything.
Auntie
Turn around.
Avispa.
She's there. What do you guys want to do?
She's right in front of your face.
Oh
I
my
would very much
god.
like to go into the water.
Yeah, I think we need to go out into the water.
All right.
At this
Into
point.
the water.
I can lead us. Maybe if any of you are not great at swimming, you can hold on to me or one of the twins.
Yeah, we're fine.
Layla's gonna climb onto Kora's back.
I don't see anything else in those murals. That's what it is.
No, it's just a simple mural.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna definitely take Pim's hand
Okay.
when we go in.
I'm not a particularly good swimmer.
Do you want to help, Woody?
Yes, that would be nice. Does anyone have any light that they can shine that won't be put out by water?
Kabatha just goes, could we have someone swim with like a ley line?
Sure, I've got lots of rope.
And then we could just hand over hands
Sure, yeah,
through the
I'll
water. That's way if people can't see, they have a...
Also,
I'll take
Layla's
my
kind
rope and I'll swim to the air pocket, and then you will follow behind me.
Also, Layla's kind of always glowing, though.
Yeah, she's always faintly glowing.
All right, I'll go.
Let's go.
So I have 120 feet of rope
Okay.
based on how I swam.
I think that
Would
would
I
make
need
it to
more?
the air pocket chamber.
Okay.
Just barely.
Okay, maybe I'll take. Does anyone have?
I have
Does anyone
one.
have any other rope?
Yeah, I have 100 feet.
I'll tie on.
Okay, you
Oh, wait,
kind
if
of
you're
pull
still
everyone's
there.
rope.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And you go through.
mine's still up on the...
Okay.
Kim has some.
I have 150 feet of rope.
Okay, we
We all have
Okay, so
rope.
you
We have enough
your
rope.
rope resources
I'll
and you
take enough
dive down.
rope and.
Okay, so you swim down back to that pocket. Are you going up like to break the surface to attach it, or how are you attaching it, or are you just holding it
I will attach it with a dagger to the
to the
cave
stone?
wall.
Okay, stab it in there. Okay, now what do you do?
I give the rope a
the
sharp
rope has
tug.
get the tug
I'm gonna start swimming in with
Winnie.
Pim.
And you've got Winnie. Kabatha's just going. And you're going, and you're with her, right?
How does Pim
I need
react?
everybody who can't hold their breath. Tell me what your Constitution modifier is.
And Winnie, I'm gonna say to you too that if you feel like you're like losing
One?
air, to like
No.
squeeze my hand or something
If it's a
before you go,
saving
so I
throw?
can try to.
No, just your modifier. Just the modifier. 2, 2,
One.
1.
Raiden is gonna take a huge breath of air before he goes in so he can like store it.
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
yeah.
And then
Well, no, because they can hold their breath indefinitely.
Oh,
So
you were just holding your breath like anyone would do before they swim. So I'm gonna take like a big breath of air, and then I'll have
Where
air
did you-
inside me.
I think I'm gonna breathe out and then go in.
what'd you get on your Constitution?
Oh, did you
She's
say
fine. Like
Constitution?
he's fine as you're going down.
Okay.
That's the number of minutes that you can last underwater. Yeah.
Sorry, mine is 2. I looked at wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are doing fine. You kind of swim through and kind of come to the air pocket. There's a faint light coming from above you. Very, very, very faint. Are you guys kind of coming up to get another breath of air? Those of you who can see in the dark can see that secondary tunnel that sneaks off. Are you guys breaking the surface to breathe, or what are you doing? Those of you who need air?
Yeah.
I'm letting
Um,
the people who I'm person who I'm attached to.
I mean,
make that
I haven't
judgment,
gone
'cause I don't know that I
further.
would let go.
Yeah, I know. You guys go up and start breathing.
Bummer.
The moment you break the surface, the entire ceiling is covered in wasps. Like you cannot see the rock. It's just like
Layla's gonna shoot a fire balloon.
as you're just kind of treading water.
Yeah.
Okay, make an attack. I mean, it's like this massive dome of stone, and it's just swarming with wasps.
Yeah, she's gonna.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Winnie, breathe quick.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've done that.
22.
Okay, roll for damage.
9.
Okay, you shoot a little patch of them, and they all start diving down towards the water, looking for anything to bite or
Oh God,
sting.
let's go, let's go. And I dive back
Dive
into
down.
the water with
I
the rope.
dive back in. Take
Okay,
a breath, Pim.
everyone hits the water. You can see the swarm of insects
And I
down
swim as fast as I can into the next tunnel.
towards the second
with the rope.
tunnel. Okay, start swimming as fast as you can, kind of swimming through this, and the tunnel starts to go up and
I
up.
follow
and
it.
Up. Okay, you continue to kind of follow it up and up and up. Are you the first one to kind of reach the? You can see like an air. There's an air pocket.
Yeah,
another
I
air
tug
pocket
on the
above.
rope to let people know, like.
Okay, and you pop. Are you like bursting up, or are you like trying to like?
No, I actually,
Apocalypse Now
I'll stay
out of the
right.
water.
I'll stay below the water because I don't need to
Oh, that's right.
break the surface.
It looks like from under the surface. It looks like another one of these rooms, probably a little bit larger. And you can see the orange light of like a fire.
Can I peek my head out of the water?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
26.
26. Okay, you kind of out of the water. You're looking at a large room made of stone, and you can see there is a fire. There's kind of a low fire that is going on. A large metal cauldron has been set on the fire. There is like a makeshift cot full of like dead-looking straw that is in here. There are attached to like ribbons of something that looks vaguely like skin-like. There are bones and bottles and strange little trinkets hanging from the ceiling. There is like a table upon which a body has been like slammed, and it's just kind of like laying there and has kind of been ripped open. You can smell just like rancid, like death. Like it smells like death in here. And you can see cutting into this body is like a hunched over, she looks like an old woman with kind of a long, kind of crooked nose and this like weird kind of toothy smile that like teeth are like poking up out of her like top lip. Like there's holes in her top lip that the bottom teeth that are kind of sharper are kind of sticking out of. She has long arms and hands. Like this just kind of threadbare, gross, ratty, soaking wet, basically burlap sack that she is wearing. Her hair is like wet and like plastered to her head and like hanging, just kind of swinging. And she's just kind of like, just kind of like making this like weird like sing-songy voice as she is cutting into this person and tossing things into the cauldron. And every time she tosses one in the cauldron, it makes like this like hissing sound. And you can see she's like referring to something and she kind of is going back, but she doesn't seem to notice you. You doing that, I would say, like looking and swimming back. Are you guys following her through the tunnel or are you staying in the cavern?
Following.
Following? Okay, then
She's just
everyone is like jammed into this tunnel and you are very swiftly running out of air.
Okay,
I'm tugging on the rope.
I step to the side or like swim to the side, and I just put my finger to my lips to indicate that we should be very quiet.
Okay.
And let them pass.
Okay, you are all kind of coming up, so are you all trying to sneak?
How big is the opening of the water?
Like about like 3 feet in diameter.
Okay.
Circular.
Yeah, so I let the people that need to breathe,
Which is
but I tell them.
Doxy.
I
Okay.
indicate that they should be stealthy.
So make a stealth check, Doxy.
That will be 18.
Okay, you get some air, go back under the water, and you can see her. She has moved on from the body, and she's just kind of like doing some kind of business that you can't see.
I can talk underwater, like with my people, but would they be able to hear me under the water?
Yeah, you can talk underwater, and people will be able to hear you. Like, have you ever like gone under a pool and you can
Yeah,
say
I
like,
can't-
"Hey there"?
Yeah,
like
I can't
you can
hear shit.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I'm not hearing.
Yeah, like you can talk underwater. It sounds a little garbled, but like
Yeah. Okay.
you can talk underwater and you can absolutely hear it.
Okay, then I'll say.
You do have to talk louder because
Yeah.
it takes more to get.
Then I'll say under the water, there's someone up there. Get air, but be very careful. I think that's who we're after.
So you three need to breathe.
If she went up and looked, I've been on her, so
Okay.
So if I probably
You kind of, okay, so you two need to breathe. So you guys swim up. I need both of you to roll stealth checks.
Oh no. It's an 8.
It's a 6.
Okay, so you both kind of like.
We're like nodding like quietly, like yeah.
The old woman creature kind of whirls around.
Shit.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Shit. Oh. We just observe her for a while, and then we leave.
We're like, okay.
We'll go tell them what's happening.
Creepy old woman in a pond.
Deal with this.
Why did I immediately think that this is like a sauna with like benches in the corner?
Ew. It's like sweating hag.
A sweating hag.
Come on in, there's room.
I'm calling my pub the sweating hag.
You guys are still in the water.
It's like when you go in a sauna too and you like have to sit.
Oh wait, I'm with the two.
Okay.
When he's just like
Terrified. Can't do anything.
So the way that hole works is it's just big enough for one person to go through at a time, except for 2 little people.
Is Kabaka still with us?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Yeah, she was swimming with you all.
Kielbasa's
Oh, she doesn't have a person.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
Oh, come on.
Coming.
So basically, if you are underneath, you are gonna have to go one at a time through this to get up into the room. And right now, Winnie and Pim are blocking. So Winnie and Pim have to get up into the room or swim down to make room for you to go. So like, for instance, Kabatha's first in the order. She can't get up past you. So Kabatha's gonna swim a little bit, but that's all she can do is kind of move her way up the tunnel a little bit. Doc, it is your turn.
Can I push people?
You can definitely, with the strength check, try to push the 2 little ones up into the room.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
do.
make an athletics check.
So a natural 20.
Yep. And you, Doc, are now kind of treading water right there. So I think you've got like probably another 15 feet of movement if you want.
Okay, then I'm gonna get out.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna just gonna go over here.
Run towards the bed. 10, 15. Okay. Do you want to do anything? Oh no, your action I think was to push them. Okay. It is Auntie Abispa's turn.
Ew.
Aunt, why not so much?
Does she have cookies? Because my aunt always has cookies.
You can ask. Okay.
I don't want to ask her about her cookies.
Okay, she is going to point her finger at Pim, and just goes, "Come to die, small one!" And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. She casts vicious mockery.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was going to be come to daddy, not come to dice.
Come with daddy, small one.
17.
17. Okay, you save. You don't take the damage. Or the negative effects of that. You kind of steal your little halfling nerves, and she's kind of like, and is just going to run over here. Around the cauldron towards the bed. Okay, next in the order is Lela. We're probably gonna have to use all of your movement. Oh no, you're on Cora.
Yeah.
So do you want to let go of Cora and swim?
Yes.
Okay. It's probably gonna take all of your movement to get to the. You can use your movement and all of it to get up through the tunnel and onto the edge.
Cool. And she's just gonna roar like Dove did, and then shoot a firebolt.
Okay, make an attack roll. I love that.
Nat 20.
Shit, yeah, roll for damage.
18.
18 points of damage. Hell yeah. Okay. 18
200 points of damage.
from her original 400 points. Just kidding.
1,800 points of damage.
Okay. It is now Pim, your turn.
Yay! Okay. Hi, character. Yay! Yeah, I'm going to run over and hit her.
Okay, yeah, you get there. You pull out your long sword.
Yeah. Lander. Nat 20!
Oh my god! Jesus, hell yeah. Roll for damage. So you just roll the regular dice and then you double whatever you roll.
8. So 16.
Damn. Okay, cool. Jesus Christ, yeah. You just slash into her. She kind of
Wait, how much did you do?
slash into her gross old lady body, and she kind of like. Raiden. Raiden, what would you like to do?
Can I get out?
Yep. You can pop up right there. That would
Okay.
use all of your movement to get up there.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Fuck yeah, Eldritch Blast. Do it. In Critical Role, Ford, who has that kind of voice, always casts, so he's like, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
There was like a Russian, and then there was this guy, and I was like, who is this?
14 again.
14 against AC?
Yep.
Nope.
Ooh, alright, doesn't hit.
She just kind of like dodges the Eldritch Blast. Okay. Thora.
I'm gonna get out.
Okay, you can use all your movement to get up here, but you can share space with Winnie because she's so little.
Sweet, and then I'm gonna go into a rage.
Okay, you just climb out, you kind of like shake your hair out of your face and just roar at her. And the whole room kind of like shakes. It's like, Jesus Christ. Alrighty, and Cora.
I will grab Tabitha and push her up toward the hole because I can breathe underwater. So.
Okay, you push her up, she kind of, you can hear her gasp. Gasp.
Okay, and everybody's kind of right there.
Yeah.
So can I come up to the surface, or like right up behind her, and I guess I will just help her get out. I'll use everything I'm doing to just get her out.
To help her
hole.
up. All right, cool. All right, Winnie.
Oh, she's so scared. Okay, can I talk to her for 2 seconds as a free action?
Yeah.
Can I just yell at her like, are you the person making all these trees sick?
She just kind of grins, and you can see her weird sharp teeth, and she's missing several of them. Some of them are kind of just black, and she just kind of nods way eagerly, looking very, very proud of herself. One of her eyes, I should say, is kind of chameleoning, like lazy eyeing, like off at a different angle than her main one. She looks fucking crazy.
Does it seem like I was gonna say, does it seem like it's just kind of off, or is it like tracking?
She's
things?
not tracking something with it.
She's Mad Eye Moody.
She's just like, no, it looks like she's got like a lazy eye kind of thing going on. She doesn't say anything, but she's just kind of like, kind of cackles at you. Kind of clutching the wound that Pim like slashed into her.
That's really mean. 14, and then she's gonna shoot fireballs.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I can't make it bigger. It's so cute.
14, unnatural 20.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
5, a flammable object is hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. But it's only 5 damage.
5 points of damage. Okay, and she does not light up on fire because she is soaking wet. Okay, it is Kabatha's turn, and she will pull herself up, and she is going to stand up, and she is going to push Lela forward to get into this room. Lela, you get pushed forward a couple of feet as Kabatha kind of gets up here, and she's going to run over here, and she's going to take a shot with her bow, but it misses. Shoots past her. She kind of dodges past the arrow. Doc.
Doc, 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 doc.
Doc, 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 doc.
Doc, doc.
What do you want to do?
Sorry. I'm going
I'm going.
to get up very close to her. I'm gonna use my glaive.
Okay,
Is she humanoid?
No.
She's human? She has 2 feet. That's what I thought humanoids meant.
Nope.
Birds.
Birds have 2 feet.
Listen,
No, she would appear humanoid, but you're not gonna get. She seems to be some sort of fae or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to hit her with my glaive.
Okay, make an attack.
That is 19 plus 5.
19 hits. Roll for damage.
That's what it feels like. That good dice.
Wow, this is
Throwing it with his
fucking
rolls.
wild. This is how you feel like all the time?
Not all the time.
So that is 5.
5 points. You slash into her, and she kind of like takes it. She looks at you, and she is going to. You see her nails like extend a little bit, and she's going to take a slash at you with her fucking claw-like nails. Yep.
That, my friends, is good.
Have you guys seen the images of the woman who has like the world's longest nails? Like that's what I
That's a
think.
22 to hit.
We're talking about my mom.
Nope.
Nope, does not. All right, and that is 11 points of slashing damage.
Ugh, from her
11
fingernails.
You have 11 hit points. Doxy spins, hits the ground, unconscious. And she's going
She's
to
wearing no shorts.
run around this way. Do you want to
Opportunity attack.
This hag is wearing no shorts.
This sweaty hack.
Yeah, we'll leave the
Natural
picture in
20.
the description.
Fuck yeah, roll for damage.
Nice.
We'll leave the
Okay.
picture in the description.
Don't forget to re-roll those ones.
Yeah, so 8. 8 points of slashing damage. Lela.
Layla is going to cast Firebolt again.
Cool. Make an attack roll. Is she moving at all?
Oh yeah, she's gonna move over by Doc.
Run over to Doc's unconscious body.
Giving someone else a healing potion is a bonus action, right?
No, giving it, like pouring it down their throat is a full action.
Yeah, she's gonna shoot. Yeah.
Make an attack roll.
16.
16 does not hit. You just kind of, she dodges under. Pim.
Oh, I'm gonna run over and hit her.
You're like, come back! You're just chasing her around with this big sword. She's like got her skirts hiked up and is running. I'm just like, come here!
This little hack.
I'm gonna kill you!
14.
14 does not hit. You slash and she just kind of like pushes the sword out of her face before you can slash into it.
So stupid. I just have that one action, right? One attack.
Level 1. Raiden.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna do kind of like a jump and use that momentum with my pike to like
Jab into her.
jab it,
Cool.
and I
Hell
wanna
yeah.
try and jab it into her knee, like so it goes through her knee.
Cool. Make an attack roll with disadvantage because you're aiming for something.
Pretty bad.
17.
17
Pretty vivid.
is her AC, so you do hit her in the knee.
Nice.
So roll for damage.
You hit her in the knee.
10 points of damage.
Yeah, you run in and stab, and the spear goes through her knee, and she just lets out this like blood curdling
Does it go like
scream.
into the ground?
Yeah, it kind of like, and it
Okay.
kind of buries into the stone
That's
a
what
little
I
bit.
want
She's
it to
just
be.
kind of like, kind of
And then-
shrieking.
Then, yeah, I just want to like dig it into the ground
Yeah.
so she can't move.
Yeah, it can't go very deep because it's stone, but it's in there. She's just like, that's badass, dude. Thura.
Cool. I'm gonna run over. I'll throw my hand axe at her.
Oh yeah, I thought you were just gonna say hand, and I was like, you have a hand? I'll throw a hand.
Let me give you a hand.
Throws just a cut off hand at her. She's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a 10.
Yeah, you throw it, and it just kind of is this by her head, and she just kind of like,
She has a pike in her leg.
yeah, because she's fucked up. Cora.
I come out of the water. Did that take all my movement?
I will say it took half because you have a swimming speed.
Okay. I just start booking it toward her, and I pull out my crossbow and shoot it at her.
What's your speed? 30?
30, yeah.
So
I
5,
get
10,
as far as
15.
I can and shoot her with a crossbow.
Cool, make an attack roll.
17.
17 just barely hits. Roll for damage, and you add your sneak attack damage.
Oh, hell yes. Not great. 6.
6, okay. You crossbow bolt into her shoulder. She's
Not
kind
bad
of
for like running though.
yeah, you're like, alrighty, Winnie.
Well,
Doxy is down,
Yeah.
unconscious, and your friends are all like gathering around this weird, creepy old lady.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to Doc
Okay.
and give her my healing potion that I have.
Okay. So roll for whatever health that is. It just a regular?
Oh, it just says healing potion on my paper, so I don't know.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
So roll 2d4 and then add 2, and that's how Doxy heals. Yeah, you guys are going to be relying on health potions a lot this game.
Sorry, it's only 6.
It is Kabatha's turn. She's going to move along here, along the edge of the wall, and she's going to kind of pull back the bow, and she's going to whisper some words, and those vines are going to leave the handle of the bow and go to the string, so she can pull back even farther, and she shoots this arrow. That's a natural 20.
oh yeah, girl.
Okay, that's 8 points. Not a lot, but that's 8 points of piercing damage. Alrighty, it is Doc's turn. Doc, you're just kind of like,
Oh my god,
some
get
help.
up.
And I'm like, hi!
I'ma stand up.
Thank you. She
Just
says
kind of like
thank
pat her
you,
back.
pulls out her crossbow,
Okay,
and makes an attack.
make that attack.
A 13. That does not hit.
13 misses. Misses. Alright, it is Auntie Abispa's turn. Who?
I'm sorry. I don't know her.
She is going to slash at Pim. That is 15 against AC.
Ah, 16!
Okay, so she slashes and you just kind of like ting, shove it away with your sword. She's kind of like looking a little panicked right now. She is. Ooh, what's she want to do? What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do?
Nice.
She is going to. She's just gonna fall down on her knees. Be like, wait! Please don't! I'm sorry! Please don't hurt me!
Who is this directed at?
At Pim, but really kind of everybody. She kind of ripples a little, and she kind of all of a sudden you're looking at like a little like 6-year-old girl. That's all she's gonna do. It is Layla's turn.
Layla's gonna walk up.
You're gonna try to murder a little girl.
Layla's just gonna walk up and just firebolt.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm gonna give myself advantage again.
Okay.
21.
21 hits. Roll for damage.
7.
7? Yeah, finish it.
I think she just like.
Okay, you, and there's her head kind of like rocks back, and the illusion of the little girl vanishes, and there's just like the old lady with like a big old hole in her face. Layla, as you do that, you hear a scream like in your head, and what sounds like sobbing as you like kind of watch the hag like hit the ground, and you can see like a flash of a different little girl like looking up at you, but the room is different, and you can hear like screaming like run. I need you to roll on the magical surge table.
21.
You just kind of, and then you're back with your friends. Like you don't hear the screaming anymore, and the hag's body hits the ground.
I'm gonna pull out my pike.
Okay.
She was very
I imagine
unpleasant.
blood like spraying on
Oh no,
my
you're
face.
definitely you Pam are definitely covered in goop, and when he yanks out the pipe, you're even more like.
Pam
Takes off glasses.
She was very unpleasant.
So she's dead then. That was.
There's a big old hole in her head.
I'm behind them. I can't
Is
really
it
see too
smoking?
well.
Yeah.
And she was the one doing all this, the forest.
I mean, we won't know until we.
I asked her if she was the one hurting all the trees, and she just kind of laughed maniacally, so I assumed. But, yeah, I guess we're not 100% sure. Doc's right.
Can I look around and see if there are any wasps?
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
Can I look around at like the bodies
17.
and make sure no one else still alive in this room?
Yes. Sorry. Say that again in just 1 second. You are kind of looking around. You do see some wasps flying around. They all seem to be trailing back to her, like crawling out from like the neck of her
Oh, disgusting.
burlap sack and flying out. You don't really know like what's underneath there, but that's clearly where they're coming
Oh
out
my
of.
god, she's like the Oogie Boogie Man, but wasps.
What were you trying to do? Sorry.
See if there's like I know you mentioned that there was like some bodies and stuff. Just see if there's anyone else alive in this room.
Oh no.
Cool. Can I just kind of make a general investigation check for anything else?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
I want to do that as well.
That's a 3.
Yeah, you're like, you go to investigate and you look and see like an arm floating in the cauldron and you're like, and you stop.
I got an unnatural 20.
Okay, you kind of looking around, you can see there's the body that was being ripped open kind of right here, like she was clearly trying to access the heart. On the other side of the table, a basket soaked with blood that seems to be filled with hearts. You find a series of scales with weights, kind of weird brass scales, like tucked underneath one of the tables. You see some, like a bundle about, when you kind of lift it without unwrapping it, feels like it's about like 10-ish pounds. And then there is a weird wrapped up, like a scroll that looks like it's made out of some sort of like leather. It's bound, that has been like pushed, like it got pushed off the desk in like some sort of like anger or whatever, and it fell back behind the table.
I'm gonna open that scroll.
Okay, you undo it. The thing that seems to be binding it seems to be some sort of intestine. The scroll seems to be some sort of like leather from some sort of skin. And there is scratching on this scroll in the same language that's been scratched on the wall, but you can't read it.
Hey Doc, will you come read this? It's in Draconic, I think.
Sure. Is that skin?
Yeah, think so.
You look at it, and it says, Abispa, the mistress is very displeased. We will have back what you took from us. And then a symbol that looks to be 3 claw marks that kind of extend out from each other at the top, with a dragon curled around it, like eating its own tail, curved around the 3 claw marks.
Have I ever seen that?
No, like a stylistic dragon around those 3 claw marks that kind of extend outward. Yeah, that's really all you find. You don't really find any like loot or treasure. You do find like some silver and gold rings and like some coins that have been like dumped from the bodies that she didn't really seem to care about. I will say you probably found about 10 silver and like 2 gold. But right now, I mean, the most valuable thing you have on your person is that ruby that you found, which I don't know if any of you, I think some of you would probably know, is probably worth about 5,000 gold pieces.
Lela has that.
Damn.
The ruby, like rubies are incredibly valuable. In that letter, that was like the first payment that guy was getting, was that $5,000 worth ruby.
Can I like use the tip of my sword to like slice open the front of her dress to see like
Yeah,
the
you
hole?
slice open the front of her dress. It's actually kind of grossly fortuitous that we talked about people having a fear of this specific thing, but she has like holes all over her like bare naked chest that like wasps are crawling out of.
That's disgusting.
Grody.
I was gonna like cover
And
it
you
back
can
up
see
with the,
wasps are like crawling out of like her mouth and everything like that.
Leila's gonna set her on fire.
It smells real bad now.
Steaks.
So yeah, you found the scales, you found the hearts, you found that weird 10-pound bundle that's like wrapped up in like fabric.
Can I open the bundle?
You unwrap the bundle. It is about 10 pounds of large emerald green scales that the moment you unwrap them, you would recognize as green dragon scales.
Give those here.
What are
I just
they?
need to look at them.
Yeah, sure. I'd hand them over with no problem. I'm not like trying to hide them.
What is it?
They are, each scale is probably about 6 inches long. They are lustrous green. They are beautiful. They look like emeralds. And they are hard as hell, like when you wrap your knuckles against them. I think you would know, just like as a fucking Indiana Jones of Dragonborn, that when dragons lose their scales or die, their scales lose their luster. So if you were to find scales that were still this beautiful, it means the dragon who they belonged to is probably still alive. Like they are still connected magically. So that these scales were either taken from a dragon like secretly when they were still alive, or a dragon willingly gave up their scales, which is not a common thing that is heard of. But these are large, like chromatic dragon green scales.
Would I recognize like how big they are to the size of the dragon, if that makes sense? Like if they would be ancient?
Look at you. Roll just a regular, you know what? I will do nature, I will do history, I will do religion. Either of those.
14 plus 2, so 16.
16?
Look at my dice go.
Yeah, this probably belongs to a not quite yet adult green dragon. So a dragon that is probably in its 90th to 100th year of living. They're not large enough or like hard enough yet to be an adult or an ancient.
Doc, what is that?
Well, they're green scales from a chromatic dragon.
Whoa. Wait, like a dragon?
Because you are a dragon, yeah?
I am from dragons.
Okay.
It's not an old dragon per se. I mean, it's in its almost 100 year, but this is weird and not normal. Like dragons don't give scales to just anyone, and maybe they got stolen. But this dragon is alive, seeing as these scales are still colorful.
What should we do with them?
Did you? I mean, I'm going to keep them if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
So
How many
I'd like
are
to
there?
Study.
About 10 pounds worth. With your passive perception, Doc, there is writing on the inside of the fabric that was wrapped around this bundle.
Did you also share with us what was on that scroll?
No, I said it like when I was reading it, and then I also showed everybody the symbol. Yeah, I didn't keep anything because I think I thought of it literally as like a teaching moment.
So, looking at the writing, it is also in Draconic, and it's also in that scrawled. It matches perfectly the message that was on that leather scroll.
Oh, so it also looks kind of sloppy, like this, not the natural. Okay.
The way that I've kind of thought about it is, you know, like when you look at like ornate, like Chinese calligraphy, and you can tell when like someone who is not trained in it did it, where it's like it definitely did it, but it's weird and kind of off. It's kind of like that. Where like I've imagined Dragonborn, and we won't get too much because you have some secrets and stuff. They're pretty highfalutin when they write. I imagine it's very elegant.
Very pretty.
And this is getting the message across, but is not as elegant. It's kind of, it doesn't directly translate, but essentially it almost seems like a recipe, not for a meal, but for like an end result, which is essentially saying 10 pounds of willingly given scales, 10 pounds of fresh heart into a cauldron, and then it just says for the result you desire.
I think we need to burn the hearts away from the cauldron. We need to dump out this cauldron, and I think we just need to burn everything that's in this room.
I agree.
I think we should destroy it though before we know like what it's for.
I don't think that we should just leave it here for other people to find it, or these people, whatever the symbol is.
I think if we keep that recipe, we can eventually figure out what it's supposed to be trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that whatever it is good.
I
don't
can't
think that we're
imagine that
gonna...
whatever this thing was doing was anything positive.
Yeah.
So I
But
think
Layla's gonna
information
ignite
in
her
it.
hands.
Layla, I think that's a good idea.
Before you do that, can I check for any kind of like spell book or any kind of like anything? Is she like a caster that may have like some spells laying around that I can look for? Like a book or anything?
You can make an investigation check.
Can I investigate the hearts? Or do we know what kind of hearts they are?
You can definitely investigate them.
18.
There is tucked kind of like, again, like behind one of the tables, there is like a series of pages. One page just seems to have a bunch of like names written down that have been like crossed out that all are like something along the lines of like Fido, Spot, like weird like pet names. And there's another page that looking at it seems to be a spell scroll of a spell that you do not have in your book, which seems to be the spell Ice Knife that you can definitely pocket and maybe put in your spell book next time you're taking a rest.
So it's hearts, cloth, scales.
Not the cloth. The cloth is just what the recipe is written on.
Hearts, scales, and scales.
I mean,
think it's...
I would allow you two to try to like discern if you know what this ritual is.
Oh,
Did you
to try
read
to
it
roll
aloud?
for it?
To try
Or-
to see if you can remember like what this might yield.
I think, yeah, I would definitely try
If
to
you
do it.
want to roll just a straight up intelligence check.
I rolled 3, by the way.
A 3. They look to be human hearts.
16?
16.
That's an 8.
I think you would actually recognize this from a story that you might have read in your youth about, it's essentially the recipe for a guardian drake, which is like a large Great Dane-sized dragon-like creature that can bond to someone and become their like protector. But you don't really know, like it was like in a book.
nature.
It was like in a legend or whatever. Like you don't know like how specifically you train the thing or if it's even true that like they want to be your guardian or like you don't know how the magic works.
I'll just tell everybody that.
Okay.
I don't think we should create that ritual.
But we are going to keep the scales, so.
But like these kind of seem like they're human hearts, and if we like really needed it at some point, like would it be bad because we'd have to suddenly get all these other human hearts? Like, can we preserve them?
I think we'll get by fine without this thing.
Yeah, I don't think we need...
Do we need to
I'm
make
not
the
down
guardian
with
any weird magic stuff?
So, fire?
Well, here's the other thing. If we don't do the ritual, if we take the scales, then nothing can happen here, right? I don't know.
Kabatha kind of, who has just been kind of like looking around the room as well, kind of comes over and looks down at that scroll. I have seen that symbol before.
Where?
In my forest, carved into trees and things.
Seems like it's a bigger issue.
What does this, I cannot read this language, what does this say?
I relate.
Is it possible that perhaps what do we think happened here? What does this letter mean?
Well, if I were to make a guess, this hag probably ran off and stole some things and wanted to kind of do her own thing. Still really crappy things. Kind of left from the other group that I think is maybe taking over your forest to kind of invade this forest, maybe to gain power over them or something. Doesn't seem like they're on the best terms. And yeah, so that would explain why what's happening in this forest is kind of a smaller scale of what's happening in yours.
That would make sense.
That also gives us insight as to how to fix the problem with your forest.
So you think it is more gestures to the smoldering body of Auntie Abispa, more hags like this, maybe?
Or, I mean, obviously someone more educated and probably higher up in intelligence than this hag.
Well, she clearly wasn't that smart. I mean, we found her very easily.
So, like this, but on a higher scale is what I'm thinking.
I can bring this to my people and perhaps we can figure it out. Do you have some connection, do you think, with, she kind of gestures to the dragon scales, to dragon of some kind?
Well, it's funny that the note said maybe they're not connected. Actually, I was gonna say maybe she stole them from somebody, but I guess the dragon scales had to come from a willing dragon. But if she isn't the one who took them, maybe she took the dragon scales.
Yeah, she could have stolen the dragon scales from whoever else had them.
And maybe she needed a protector and was trying to conjure a guardian drake for that reason, because people are going to be after her.
I guess we should just be glad she didn't have it by the time we got here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I want to be in this room any longer.
That is fair. Also, what is this place? Why are there a bunch of rooms beneath the ground?
I don't know, but on our way in, we did see that mural, and it did depict a city underneath the mountains. Maybe this is a bigger thing than just a couple of rooms.
She kind of gestures. There are other rooms. there's caved-in doors.
Should we go and try and check in those?
I don't have a burning desire to explore a weird, dark city. I could understand why you might, but there was a creepy old lady in one of the rooms. I thought this might be a burrow or something, but it's like a room.
Maybe we should return and see if the forest looks any better.
I need to return to my people and tell them what happened.
Also, we did what we were supposed to do. We get paid now, so that's great.
I don't know that we need to burn this room. Why would we burn the room?
To get rid of everything that's here, so that maybe, if this is like a huge city, other things will probably find this room and maybe try and take advantage of what's here. I think it might be useful to kind of get rid of all that we can.
I think at least destroying the hearts might be a good idea. I don't know, out of respect for the dead, so that their bodies aren't used for anything nefarious.
So, I get to burn.
Layla's just like, what are we doing? Vis-a-vis the fire.
Have a little girl burn the heart.
Yeah, Layla's gonna walk up and just set them all on fire.
Okay, you start producing flame and burning stuff up.
Shall we go?
What are you guys taking with you? Are you taking the scales, the
The
scroll?
I'm taking the papers I found.
Okay, the papers.
Can Layla look for anything else shiny?
Looking around, there's not, she doesn't seem like she collected wealth.
Okay.
You guys, I'm assuming, swim back through. Looking up at the surface of the water is littered with the corpses of tiny little wasps.
Wait, I do want to peer my head into that room.
To the cavern?
The one that we took the air and the bees.
The wasps were all there. You kind of stick your head up and kind of have to push away the weird little film of dead wasps, and you kind of look up and it's this smooth, it's a large dome, like a rotunda. It's carved stone in a rotunda shape with some faint cracks going up it, like the roof of something.
Is there anything else in this?
There are faint carvings on the ceiling.
What do they have?
Make a perception check. Do you have dark vision?
No, I rolled an 8.
It's a little too dark to make it out. But it does look like a fancy rotunda, of a building. Yeah, everything, with the exception of the tunnels that you swum through, every room under here has been a room, a carved space.
Does it seem like this would have been a really big room that it's maybe flooded, almost up to the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one swum straight down.
I will swim down and see.
Okay.
I'll tell everyone. I'm gonna swim down here and see what I can see.
I'll go down with.
Okay.
I can't
You
see
swim
very well, but
down.
You'll be there.
40, 60, 80, 100 feet, and your hands touch the bottom, which is just smooth carved stone. There's some tiny little pieces of rock kind of floating around you, and you can see another a large curved doorway that has been caved in.
Anything else on the walls or anything? I kind of want to swim just around the perimeter
Around
of the
walls.
room and.
Yeah, this is some Journey to Atlantis shit that's going on right
I
now.
know.
You're kind of swimming along. You can see it looks like 4 figures. One of them seems to be, one of them is kind of taller and broader, and has some spikes coming off the top of its head. So hands are raised up into the sky. There's a thinner one with swirls all around it with its hands to the sky. There's another thin one with a wave pattern over its chest with its hands to the sky. And a fourth and final one with a head that looks like it's on fire with its hands raised up to the sky. And there is a carving of a feminine looking figure above them with her arms kind of spread really, really wide. And that wave pattern, the swirl pattern, a flame pattern, and a very square pattern coming from kind of if she was kind of Vitruvian man, there would be fire, earth, air, water kind of coming from her very elegant form. That's kind of the main piece that you see. Swimming around the perimeter, there are carvings of that figure with the spiked head, but many of them going down into the earth and with tools in their hands. There are that figure with the swirl around them, standing in the clouds. The figure with the fire, the fiery heads, standing in a large mountain, but the top has been cut off. And the figures with the wave pattern standing beneath the waves, and all of them are holding tools in their hands.
And they're statues?
No, they're carvings.
Oh, okay. They're
It's pictographs.
Relief in the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I recognize what this is? Who they are? Because I think I know, but.
You can make a history check.
Apparently not.
No, you don't know what it is. You can make an educated guess, but you don't know what it is at all. This is clearly depicting a myth. It's not something you've ever heard in anything that you've heard about religion.
So this is like the stuff
history.
that I think it is not common knowledge. This is like lost.
You don't know what this is.
Right, but like that Cheyenne has written down in her.
Oh, that's probably more common knowledge than this is. You don't know at all what this is. And it looks old as fuck. Like there are clearly supposed to be more and more and more carvings snaking up this. Those are the only ones that you can discern. The water has been here for so long and has slowly worn everything away. You don't have your anthropologist friend with you, but it seems very fucking old.
Right, okay. I come back up to the surface.
Okay.
Like following, I assume wherever you just like went back. And I relay kind of what I saw down there. Old carvings of, it almost seemed like maybe some sort of religious or mythology thing. And I described the various kind of characters that I saw, and it seems really, really old. Older than anything I've ever seen. And I'm really old. So, I don't know, maybe this is some sort of temple or something?
Kabatha's not here. She swam to leave.
I wouldn't recognize anything.
Where
that
are we
she's
at?
talking about.
You're in that big cave.
Like the first one before we went down.
You're sorry, no, so you were in the air pocket cave.
Oh,
so you're
sorry,
treading water.
I thought we all went back up to the main, because we were in the pocket, we saw the dead wasp, and then on the way back, everybody was leaving, and I went down to
Oh,
look
yeah,
at the
so
thing.
you caught up with them. They're all now
Yeah.
back in the main chamber. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
After like hearing that, can I like draw on my, well, JK, I don't have paper that's dry. But I was going to say,
JK, I'm wet as fuck.
like to draw it, like if we could draw that mural somehow.
I'll try to remember what it looks like. And I'll try to draw what I saw under the water, but I'm really bad at drawing, so, I'll do my best.
As Cora describes that, I don't recognize any of it. I don't recognize
No.
Okay.
No, it sounds really weird. A lot of I feel like, well, none of you, except for you, you're like basically an archaeologist. Like, most of you haven't been to historical relics before, so you only know what you've read in books and stuff like that. Lela, every once in a while, as you're kind of been navigating this cave, you've heard that sobbing in the back of your head.
Do you hear someone crying?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you hearing it?
Yes.
Do you recognize it?
You know the feeling of deja vu?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't recognize the crying, but you recognize the crying. It's very strange, where you're like, I've heard that. I couldn't tell you who it is, but I've heard it before. But it's like you cannot place it. You don't know when, but it does sound familiar.
I don't know. Yes? No. It is not.
Maybe it's from when you don't remember.
Oh.
But-
Should I try to talk to the crying? She's gonna cast message
Okay.
to the crying sound.
Okay.
Hello?
Nothing happens.
I would just try to maybe think on it when we get back.
Think on it.
Yes.
I do not understand.
Think about when you might possibly have heard that, or why you're hearing that now.
What did that little girl look like?
The little girl was little elven girl with blonde hair and pigtails. And she was dressed in kind of like a common tunic. Just kind of looking up at you, crying.
Okay, well, this place is creepy. Can we leave it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
You guys climb back up through the hole, come back up. Immediately upon coming out of the hole and coming back into the clearing, you can breathe better.
The mist gone.
Looking around, the mist
Because
has
we're not underwater.
vanished. The ground at your feet is a little bit greener. It looks like something's slowly healing. Kind of coming around, the air is a lot clearer and cleaner. The tree, there's a little bit more color surrounding you. And as you all kind of climb out, there's a brief moment and there's and you kind of turn around and that dryad is standing in the clearing, kind of where the holy tree fell, is now covered in moss and grass and flowers. It's just kind of this lump essentially in the earth now. She's just kind of standing there, and there are about 15 other dryads, all perched along the length of this fallen tree, kind of crouched or kind of standing. They all appear vaguely feminine. They all have skin that matches a bark of a tree, and their hair is all green and leafy. Some of them actually have these long sheets of hair that looks entirely comprised of pine needles, and they're all just kind of standing there with their heads kind of tilted, kind of looking at you, and there's just kind of this faint wind blowing. Yeah, Raiden.
I want to step forward just a little bit. Hi, I'm Raiden. Can I just ask, did you guys have anything to do with the log mill going down?
They kind of sit there for a moment, and the one with the aspen bark that you've interacted with before kind of steps forward. Everywhere she steps, flowers sprout, where the feet kind of sprout. Damn, you guys have done a whole full fucking 180 on this dryad. And she just kind of strides very elegantly, right up to you.
Hey,
you can see a reflection in her large eyes.
Hi there.
The monster can make images with her magic.
Ah, okay.
She
That makes
sabotaged
sense.
that place where they chop up the trees, blamed it on us.
Gotcha.
People after us. We did kill some of those men, though.
Why?
They were trying to kill
Oh.
us.
Well,
Alright,
we
well-
should leave you guys.
Yeah, we'll try and get them out of your hair.
I think your forest can heal now.
It's going to.
She doesn't smile. She just kind of is like looking at you, kind of. It looks like she is seeing you guys while seeing like 1,000 other things that you can't.
Let's go. We need to leave them to heal the forest.
Kabatha kind of like stops. I'm not going back to the town. I'm going to just head straight home. I have a lot to tell my people. I'm going to do this investigating. It's clear that you have some sort of connection to these scales or to dragons, or it's important for you to understand what this is. I'm going to investigate. If you ever feel the need to come and investigate as well, if you run into any of my people, tell them Kabatha of the Heart Clan granted you passage to the Moorwoods, and they will send you my way. Perhaps we can solve this together. She kind of reaches out for that cool like arm grasp.
Daxie takes it.
Yeah.
Layla's gonna run over and give her a hug.
Oh, this is okay.
Pim's going to walk over and offer his hand.
She shakes it.
I'm Pim.
Oh yes, we never really introduced ourselves.
No, I wanted to earlier, but we didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I'm Kabatha, by the way. I don't know if I ever said that out loud.
I'm Lela.
Good to meet you all. Maybe we can solve what's happening to my home.
Yeah, good luck with everything.
And she just kind of like Pocahontas runs out into runs into the woods and vanishes from view. You guys are just kind of standing in the slowly healing forest, and that's where we'll end today.
Hey guys, this is Max, the DM, your beloved DM, I like to say. Thanks so much for tuning in to the 6th episode of Adventures in Questing. We release new episodes every Tuesday, so we're hoping to see you guys back next week. To keep up with our adventures and find out what happens next, make sure to subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media for updates, behind-the-scenes photos, all that good stuff. Our Twitter is @ADVInQuesting. You can also find us at Adventures in Questing on Facebook and Instagram. If you like the show, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is so important early days of a podcast, and we really, really appreciate it. We've loved all the call-outs. We've absolutely loved everything that we've heard. Thanks so much for listening, and we will see you next time on Adventures in Questing.